Tuesday here at Knott's Berry Farm.
Well, welcome to Knott's Berry Tales, episode number 11. Knott's even in the park. Heck, Knott's even in California. We're in Golden, Colorado. We're going to show you something amazing.
The Denver and Rio Grande Railroad.
Let's get our tickets. So this is it. The rest of the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad here at the Colorado Railroad Museum. This here is engine 191, and it is a Baldwin Locomotive Works locomotive, just like the one that we have at Knott's, except a little different looking. This one here, of course, still runs on coal, and the smokestack is just huge. And here's 318. The cool thing about this place is that because none of these engines are in operation anymore, you can literally climb on them and ring the bells and turn the levers and do all kinds of really, really cool stuff that there's no way they would ever let you do at Knott's Berry Farm. And here in the roundhouse, right behind those doors, we have number 346. It is actually the second oldest locomotive of the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad. And it's under a full-blown restoration right now. That's why we won't be able to view it on this trip. And this here is engine number 30. We already rang the bell on that one. We found the switchboard to the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad from 1932. So these lights would have lit up and you would know these are the switches. So if you've got a train going into this town, you could hit that switch, would change that track, and it would reroute the train down. See, now at Knott's, I think we only have about 1/3 of the collection, if not less. We might only have 1/4 of it. And they have all of the rest of it that didn't find its way to the scrap yard, or get destroyed in accidents, or are in private collections. See, we don't really think about this kind of stuff in Buena Park, and that's probably why we don't have this piece as a part of our set, but this is actually a snowplow from the original days of the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad. Very interesting that there would be wheels in front of the plow, not the other way around. And here's another passenger car number 4 at that, a dining passenger car. See, now I can't attest to the fact of if this has been done up to be this way, or if this is how it actually was on the rails. I don't know, if you ask me, solid oak everything seems original. Yeah, and I don't know if like a lot of people notice walking around Knott's or not, but like we actually do utilize a lot of our old rails like this around the park. You just gotta kind of look for them. A lot around Ghost Town. We use them for bumpers backstage and stuff like that. But these lamps here and those two are all actually made up out of railroad track. Recommissioned railroad track from the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad, turned into these beautiful lamps right outside of Ghost Rider. So come check them out the next time you're in the park. What is that? None other than the sister caboose to the one that we have on the Calico line.
Steam engine is just a steam engine, but a red caboose is a joint to all.
Wow, this one is just tiny. Now the interesting thing is that these two caboose are completely different. This is a smaller one like the one up top. And this one's more like the one that we have at Knott's. See how in the front there's 2 wheels and in the back there's 2 wheels, and they independently pivot so that way they can make it through the turns? Well, this one here has 1 wheel in the front and 1 wheel in the back, and those wheels do not pivot at all. They're actually just stationary, which made for a really, really bumpy ride. I just am absolutely excited that you can get in all of these trains, because nowhere in California lets you do this anymore. And let's check out the kitchen.
This is how you knew when it was time for dinner on the trains.
They got their own pekin, just like we do. Home of the Galloping Goose. Show you some of them right now. Oh my goodness, people, hold on to your hats. Galloping Goose number 6. And it's not a bus in the back like ours, it's a truck. Here's the Goose number 2 right here. A lot more like ours, but it's a boxcar in the back, not a seating area. Are those boysenberries growing back there? This boxcar knows where it belongs. So, now that we're here and we've seen all the Knott's trains, and we've accomplished what we've come to do, I think there's probably about 4 more minutes left of this video. So let's wander the museum and see what else they have to offer. And this is from the Colorado Southern after it went standard gauge. And this is exactly like the narrow gauge United States Mail Railway Post Office. But the interesting thing is that you can actually get in this one. Like they want you to get in this one. And there's our figurines, hard at work. Now, if you drink Coors Light in the 80s and 90s, more than likely those cans or bottles were moved around by this train. And it's since been retired because it was involved in an accident in the rail yard at the Coors Brewery that's right down the street from here. And this here is the Pikes Peak locomotive. The boiler and the firebox and the smoke box came across level, but the train itself is at a pitch. And it would climb up and down that mountain. And this has been out of service for years and years and years, and it's made its way here to the Colorado Railway Museum. Well, this has been Knott's Berry Tales, episode number 11. We sincerely hope you enjoyed yourself. We're Knott's at the park, and we're Knott's even in California. We're broadcasting from Golden, Colorado. Well, we'll see you next time.